Americans had a lot of goodwill for them, a lot. They have just taken a nosedive ever since. Like, it's just, I don't know if it could get any worse.
Well, what about all of their Hollywood deals? What's going on?
Well, here's the deal. Netflix got their big money out of Harry and Meghan, and nothing else worked out because it was all just rehashed kind of Nothing about them is inherently interesting, with the exception of...
Where are Meghan's mates?
But one of the reasons our neighbors can't stand them... Oh, I don't want to get myself in trouble here. But...
Hello and welcome to a very special edition of the Daily Expresso. Today I'm joined by the star of Newsnation, a native New Yorker, the queen of showbiz and royalty, Paula Froelich. Paula, welcome.
Stop, I'm blushing. Although, actually, to be fair, I am not a native New Yorker, although everyone thinks I am
Where are you
one.
from?
Well, I was born in England.
Oh.
And then I grew
Lost
up...
your accent.
Yeah, but not my passport. And... yeah, then I grew up mostly in Ohio and Kentucky.
Oh, gosh.
And
that intro is terrible then.
No, it's understandable why I left at 17. So, yeah.
Right, listen, you are an American. I was going to say a New Yorker.
That's true.
You're an American. You are an American. You've got your finger on the pulse. Mark Dolan of The Mark Dolan Show says you are an American who knows their onions.
Yes, which is ironic, as I don't really cook that much. But thank you, Mark.
So we want to know what America thinks of our royal family. We're going to start with Meghan and Harry in the US. What is happening with them? Let's start with that. What's going on with those two over there?
I don't know. I think they're both, having traumatic fits on the daily. I mean, the problem is they came in, and Americans had a lot of goodwill for them, a lot. And they have just taken a nosedive ever since. Like, it's just, I don't know if it could get any worse.
Really?
Yeah, their popularity is around about where they are in England, 20%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what about all of their Hollywood deals? They landed in the US and it was like they got all these celebrity friends. But they had the Spotify, they got the Netflix deal. What's going on?
Well, here's the deal. Just because you're famous doesn't mean you're smart or interesting. And I think that Hollywood found that out pretty quick. So they were given lots of deals. Really, the deals were to sew up the interesting story of the look into the royal family because, as we both know and everyone knows, no one had ever really talked before. That was their number one thing. It was Harry's number one gripe. Oh, no one, everyone talks about us. Oh, they're horrible. And then he talked about them. So it was really to sew that up. Spotify wanted them for the chatty chat version of it. Didn't work out. Bill Simmons called them the effing grifters, which has stuck, unfortunately, for them. And then Netflix got their big money out of Harry and Meghan, and nothing else worked out because it was all just rehashed kind of crap. I don't know if I can say that on here, but you can always bleep it.
You can say rehashed. That's okay.
Perfect. And, nothing, as we've seen, nothing about them is unique. Nothing about them is inherently interesting, with the exception of his family.
Yeah.
So the biggest issue came as she was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And it was all very much like fling crap on the walls and see what sticks. And unfortunately, it was runny and nothing really stuck. So... what can you say?
Well, look, you and I first met in 2020 during COVID. 6 years later, we're still friends.
Yeah.
Now, where are Meghan's mates? Because she had Oprah Winfrey. She had Serena Williams. Where are they now?
Okay, so let's be real clear about what we say when we say mates. You and I are mates.
Oh, phew, thank God.
However,
I thought you were going to say, we're not mates.
No. But, let's look at their wedding. The biggest issue with Meghan is everything is a role to her. And she's constantly auditioning for the Uber role that she's always wanted. And unfortunately, somebody already has that role. Her name is Lauren Sanchez Bezos. However, Meghan is desperately trying to be the A-list. So we saw it at her wedding. All these people showed up whom she had never met in person.
Really?
Oprah knew who she was, of course. Meghan knew who Oprah was, but were they
They
friends?
weren't really mates.
No. Amal and George. At the wedding, someone asked George Clooney, how do you know Meghan? And he's laughing, I don't. And of course he shows up. I mean, I would want to go to that wedding just to be a fly on the wall. Yeah. And him and Amal were like, sure, why not? Giggle. And same thing. Her and Serena actually knew each other. That's fine. But as we've seen, Serena's moved away from that. Serena's sister Venus never liked Meghan and was appalled when Harry was given the Pat Tillman Award. So Pat Tillman was a very famous, insanely good-looking pro footballer, and by that I mean American football.
So fake football.
We'll move on. You're my friend. But he was a footballer who left money and fame to join the military after 9/11, said it was his calling. Oh. He was killed, unfortunately, by friendly fire, and so they started the Pat Tillman Foundation and Awards. I think it was ESPN or SBs took it over, and he then, his family was appalled when Harry was given the Pat Tillman Award for service, because as it was pointed out, Harry actually turned his back on service and went for the cash. He did a reverse Pat Tillman. And everyone was kind of grossed out by it. And this is maybe 2 years after they had moved to the States. So, the gloss had come off. People were really appalled at the attacks on the family. They were appalled at his book, Spare. They were appalled at what was seen as a major cash grab. And it was. Wow. So that's when it really started to go downhill. And Venus Williams was at the Pat Tillman ceremony and ignored the couple. So Serena is, has always been a little bit softer towards Meghan, but it seems, even that has turned as Serena takes Emma Thin to the Marchioness of Bath to the Met Gala, something that Meghan would have loved to have gone to.
Okay. Well, hold up. If you're enjoying this episode, make sure you smash the hype button. Also, like, subscribe, comment, tell us what you think about our American guest today. But back to Harry, Paula. So is that the turning point for Harry in America? Is that where the Americans said, no, actually, now we no longer like you?
The turning point was Bill Simmons calling them effing grifters. That was when everyone went, oh, it's okay. You know what? Everyone was kind of feeling icky about them, right? Like the extreme attacks on the family. And say what you will about Americans. I'm sure everyone's got a lot to say about us.
Obese.
But we are
firing guns.
Listen.
Diabetes through the roof.
Are you calling me fat? Fine, you can pay for my Ozempic. It's coming out of JJ's pocket. I mean, how dare you? Say what you will. However, we are family-oriented. And I think people are already freaked out about how Meghan treated her father. Yeah. And continues to treat her father. And it just seemed like she would love you until you weren't useful anymore and then drop you off. Now, Harry had a little bit more grace from people, but it was the crap that they were producing that they wanted to shove down Americans' throats, like their lousy podcasts, right? Yeah. And then it started letting slip that Harry had this great idea where he wanted to talk to world leaders about their daddies and how they ended up so crazy, and he didn't. Something like, it was so patronizing and ridiculous, and you were all just like, wow, you really do think we are stupid. Okay. And, it's just, it also, and then when the second Bill Simmons was like, effing grifters, we're like, oh, dude, yes, thank you. Who opened the gates? Because I knew something was wrong. We're hearing things are wrong. Yeah. You're losing staff left, right, and center. And America really doesn't like it when you treat the working people or little people, as some, upper class people call them, nastily, because we are the country where, you might be a little person tomorrow, but you could be a billionaire in a week. Not a week,
Yeah,
a couple years.
Yeah.
But, we still have the American dream, and you never treat anyone nasty.
Mm-hmm.
So when it started coming out that a lot of people were leaving Archewell, not just production companies, but foundations.
Yeah.
And people who left really good jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going, and after 3 months, they'd just leave with, well, we did what we came to do.
Yeah.
Bye. No, we're all fine. And it was just, you're just like, man, you give me the ick.
Okay.
If
Harry and Meghan got divorced tomorrow, who do you think the American people are going to sympathise with and take sides with? Because you've got to pick, whether it's Brad Pitt and Angelina. I'm Team Brad, by the way.
Everyone is Team Brad.
Yeah.
Come on, let's be honest. Angelina can't get hired for a reason. People in the world know who she is, but nobody wants to hang out with her, and women hate her ever since Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
And the fact that every guy she's ever been with has been married or living with someone, and she did not care. She ain't no girl's girl. But... Getting back, no, of course they pick Harry. But Harry's ruining his own, Harry's coming off as just a bit of a prat anyway, as you would say.
Oh, very good English there.
However, Meghan is not, they're not going to get divorced, though. That's what some people hope. Mm-hmm. But no, first of all, not at the very least until those kids are 18.
Okay. If you were advising Harry and Meghan today, because you've given advice to many rich, powerful people throughout your career, what would you tell them to do next?
Well, I actually did. I have a wonderful Substack, Paula Froelich Uncensored.
Love it.
I think I got a little bored over the holidays, and I just said, well, here's $50,000 worth of free advice. And I wrote it down for them. And, of course, they didn't take it. Pretty sure they read it. But they, they needed to go. They need to go away for a hot minute. They need to stop everything, and by everything, but they won't. The one-off thing was just absurd. I get being an investor. I'd love to know how much they invested, wink, because I'm sure a lot of it is in kind, but. They need to just go away. And what I would say they should do while they go away for a year or two, Harry, who claims that he wants to give his life to service, but doesn't actually understand how to work, I would tell Harry there are plenty of things around you. They live in a very wealthy area, 20 minutes south, one of the poorest areas in California. Mm-hmm. Why don't you go? Why don't you volunteer? They also have volunteer firefighters. Harry is not book smart, if you will. That's being very sweet, but not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Mm-hmm. And so go do something like, with your hands. Uh-huh. Go work with a bunch of lads. Make actual friends instead of just sitting around, possibly smoking some dope and hanging out with your, bodyguards, your paid friends.
Prince Harry as a firefighter. He's got the fiery red hair down already, so that could be a good look.
Well, listen, I'm telling you, there's plenty of things for them to do to devote their life to service.
Yeah.
But one of the reasons their neighbors can't stand them is they don't do anything for the community. And so go devote your life to your community.
So I did not know that. So the rich, famous neighbors in Montecito, they don't like Harry and Meghan?
No.
Huh.
Harry and Meghan are very... it's a little, I don't want to get myself in trouble here. But have you ever met those people who, let's say this is you, this mic is you. Okay? And let's say I'm a jerk. And you're like, oh my God, I love you. Oh my God, you're so great. And they're constantly looking over your shoulder to find the bigger, better deal.
Yeah.
So they're a little bigger, better deal, BBD. And I hope that doesn't have a bad connotation in the UK.
No, it's BBC over here.
Great. Well, they're a little bigger, better deal. They will take people who they think can get them somewhere but anyone else. Mm-hmm. And they also step on toes that way, too, because if you're not introduced or they don't know who you are, then, but that might be the biggest person in the room.
Right.
So, frankly, they're just snobs and,
Okay.
It's hilarious.
Everything is digital now, isn't it? Your money, your photos, even your loyalty card at the coffee shop. So there's something quietly brilliant about owning one thing that isn't on a screen. Real gold bullion. The weight of it, the shine, it's just a lovely thing to hold. The Pure Gold Company, which was voted the UK's best gold broker, makes owning physical gold really simple. Tax-free gold coins from the Royal Mint with friendly one-to-one guidance from your first question to final delivery. There's no jargon, no pressure, no call centre queues. It's insured to your door or stored in a secure professional vault. So visit the Pure Gold Company today and tell them JJ sent you. Why are Americans so fascinated by the royal family in general? I feel like Americans really loved Queen Elizabeth and they still love King Charles.
Well, the thing is that you look at Queen Elizabeth, and first of all, people thought, ooh, the glamour, people still live in castles. And Americans who haven't been out of the country don't realize that castles are drafty and quite often nasty.
Yeah.
With hundreds of years of people peeing in the corner. It's disgusting. But, it did seem very glamorous and all this other stuff. And, of course, there's all the, like Bridgerton crap. Which is, great. But I think they also admired the Queen. It's not a glamorous job. Opening supermarkets 10 times a day, every day for how many years? It's not a glamorous job sitting next to a dictator who may or may not have murdered 50% of his country, but you got to do it.
Yeah.
And, and putting on a smile and taking the photos thinking, oh, Jesus.
Do you guys prefer King Charles to Queen Elizabeth?
No one prefers King Charles to Queen Elizabeth. What are you on crack? No. But listen, I am not a Charles hater. I have to say a good friend of mine was Joan Rivers, and Joan Rivers loved King Charles and now Queen Camilla, and they were very good friends, and Joan had excellent sense of judgment, and she loved him, so I can't say a word about him.
Okay.
And also they just sound like good times. And they seem like fun.
Well, let's move on to Charles's brother, Andrew.
Oh, boy.
No longer a prince. Good friends. I would say perhaps he was best friends with the world's most famous nonce, Jeffrey Epstein.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Thank you.
Yeah, love it. We have to be PC. Perhaps there are some children watching. Although, hide your kids. We're talking about Epstein.
How is Andrew viewed in America?
Oh, God.
Are people like, oh, but he's a prince?
No. No. People in America are like, why isn't he in prison? Like,
Okay.
WTF is going on? But then again, I mean, let's be clear. Why isn't everybody on Epstein's list in prison, including political figures? We'll move on.
Well, pop stars. Look at Jay-Z, who's named in the Epstein files.
Let's be careful with that.
Here we go. You're scared of getting sued by the Knowleses.
No, I like Jay-Z. I like Beyonce. When I started out in the industry in the 2000s, they were good to me, man. Look at my first book. It's a list of bizarros. My first book was like basically how to get famous. And on the back, I had people like Puffy Combs and Donald Trump and Beyonce Knowles, a little-known singer at the time. Give me quotes. So, yeah, I'm not messing with Beyonce. I like her. And Jay, he was never nasty to me. I'm not mad at him.
Right.
But
everyone named in the Epstein files should be fully investigated.
Let's look at who named him. All right. It was investigated. It was deemed not a credible story, and people have come out, and then the person who went after Jay recently hired a lawyer who's now being sued for lying. Here's the deal. Do I think that Jay is a saint? No, I don't, Team Solange. But at the same time, I'm not. Let's be real honest. Did Epstein hang out with black people? No, he was a racist.
Really?
The only black person he hung out with was, on the regular, was Naomi Campbell.
What about Bill Cosby? Did he hang out with Bill Cosby? No. I'm just jumping.
Listen, they're scumbags of all color, but, they didn't all just hang out, No, Epstein was, look at all of Epstein's friends. Do you know what I mean?
Gosh, I never heard anyone call Epstein a racist before.
Hi.
I'm just saying. Of all the accusations levied against that man, I've never heard racist be one of them.
Stone cold. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You know how you can tell a racist?
How?
They don't hang out with people who aren't their own race. Moving on.
Right, moving on. Who really controls Hollywood? Is it studio bosses?
Oh, boy.
Is it
That's
unions?
a loaded question, isn't it?
Is it the woke mob?
What the hell? It's money, dude.
But they're all losing money with these woke movies. Like, you see the new Supergirl movie?
No, they're not
Terrible.
doing. They're not doing woke anymore. The coming out now has been in the works for a couple of years.
Okay.
But trust me, it's not going woke anymore. It's all about money, what they think they can do, which is why Hollywood has such horrific. How do I put this? Taste right now, because the studio bosses are like the bean counters, and the bean counters are like, you know what's gonna do well? Fast and Furious 904. You know, like
Yeah.
you know, or like. I know, Tom Cruise, well, he's pushing 900, but we can do another Mission Impossible. He said he will fly off Mount Everest in a bat suit. You know, so they, in their minds, they just want that, you know, they just want a surefire hit. But that's a problem. Look at what Marvel did. They ruined everything. So... look at what Disney's doing to Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, oh, Jesus Christ. Wait till Amazon rolls out the James Bond. It's going to be like, James Bond's little sister was a spy too.
Yeah.
Like Enola Holmes. And you're like, oh. It's just ridiculous. And then every now and again, you get a movie. I mean, the only studio that's worth anything right now is one called A24.
Yeah, they make great movies.
Yeah, they're
Very
the only one.
artistic.
And they're like the only old school, like, forgive the reference, but Miramax back in the day, yes, Harvey was probably still raping women. But,
Yeah.
you know, Miramax did have good movies, and they didn't make them for that much money.
Yeah.
And then, boom, through campaigns, pushed it through. Like, Shakespeare in Love should not have been an Oscar-winning movie. But he pushed it through.
Yeah.
You know, A24 is actually making movies for decent amounts of, like, decent as in not
huge budgets.
huge, and
Yeah.
then making huge money.
Uh-huh.
So that is one studio. Google, of course, just put in a ton of money for AI for them. But, you know, I think it's going to be interesting. You got to get creative mixed with bean counting. You know, like, again, I'm American. I'm not opposed to making money. But I'm also like, man, come on. You gotta have a balance.
Is there any big Hollywood drama that you can tell us about that the public doesn't know about?
Oh my God. That's like, I mean, what? Hey, if you don't know about it, it's because I haven't written about it yet, and I'm not about to get sued.
It's okay. No one's watching this episode. It's fine.
Yeah, keep going.
Well, let's end on a quick fire round, okay?
Why not?
Here we go.
Done.
Nicest celebrity you've ever met?
Nicest. I love me some Mariah Carey. She and I
really?
always got along.
But you got along with P. Diddy as well, so, I mean, your taste obviously isn't that great.
Oh, boy. Listen, P. Diddy once threatened my life, and I gave it right back to him. So,
He threatened your life.
well, you know, I was...
Well, he put out a gun. He said, I'm going to kill you. But this is America.
No, we were at a lunch. He had just done... I know this is supposed to be quick fire, so if you don't want the story,
No,
let
I
me
want
know.
the story. You
They,
started.
oh, jeez. We were at this freaking lunch. It was his first fragrance for Estee Lauder, and everyone was there.
Sean John, I remember that fragrance.
And I've been writing stuff about him because, you know, I mean, he was kind of a jerk, right? And didn't tip people, was just nasty to people and whatever. So I was like, beep, beep, beep. And so his PR guy walks up and he's like, ew, and everyone called him Puffy. And they were like, Puffy, this is Paula Froelich. He goes, I know who you are. And I was like, oh, well, that's fabulous because I know who you are. And he was like, you better stop writing that shit about me. And I was like, okay, well, why don't you stop doing it? And he was like, I'm serious. You better stop writing that. And I go, and he goes, or I'm going to get you. And I said, all right, cool. And meanwhile, his PR guy, there's this little bead of sweat running down his face. And he moves a step, and I was like, I got this. So what are you going to do to me? And he goes, well, you don't need to know. You just need to know that when you're not looking and you least expect it, I will be there and I will get you. And I go, okay, cool. And he goes, cool. And I go, let me tell you what I'm going to do to you. And he goes, yeah. I go, well, you got to understand, I was raised a little redneck, and I know how to street fight. And he goes, yeah. I go, well, I'd slash your Achilles tendon, and while you're writhing on the ground in pain, I'd step on your throat. And he goes, I like that. And I go, don't steal it. It's my signature. And then like 2 days later, he called me for lunch, and I said no. And he said, why not? And I said, because you're always late, and I don't do late. And then we ended up going to lunch, and he was 2 minutes late, and he called me. Don't leave. I said, well, you got 3 minutes. I told you I'd give you a 3-minute grace period, and you got 30 seconds. He made it.
Wow. Okay. But the nicest celebrity you've ever met is Mariah Carey.
I love her. Man, as long as you know people and I have very low to no expectations. Mm-hmm. And so when they are met and exceeded, I am just pleased.
Okay. Most overrated celebrity?
Jennifer Lopez.
She's the nicest one I've ever met. Rudest celebrity?
Oh, God, this list is too long. Go on. I mean, here's the problem with celebrities. A lot of people don't realize this. The age at which somebody gets famous is the age that their emotional maturity stops. Mm-hmm. And so if you've got somebody who has been a celebrity since they were 12, they're probably going to be a big fat jerk.
Yeah.
There's still a nasty, rude 12-year-old. Mm-hmm. So, you know.
Try to think of people who are famous when they're 12 years old now.
Well, or their maturity level stops. Like, look at Britney Spears.
Yes.
She is, she's nice. She's emotionally, I would say, actually 11.
Okay. All right. Who is exactly like their public image?
Geez, I don't know. Jerry Seinfeld?
So he's a jerk in real life and he's a jerk on camera?
No, I don't think he's a jerk. I think he's just blah, blah. It's like Larry David plays himself. There's a lot of people who play themselves, but they don't. And there are also actors who are, but they're so good and you're like, no, because they're playing themselves, but they don't see themselves that way, right? It's like Ryan Reynolds was always like, I'm Mr. Fun Nice Guy. And you're like, dude, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds, I'm not a fan of his either.
I don't think anyone is these days.
Who should play the next James Bond?
Idris Elba.
He's too old.
What?
He's too old. It's got to be a young person.
Is it? By the way, that's baloney.
No, it's not baloney.
What's too old these days?
Plus 50.
Why?
Because they want to reboot Bond. It's got to be a young Bond. They don't want to have many movies from this Bond character, so it's got to be someone who's probably late 20s to early 30s, so they can get at least 5 movies out of them across their lifetime. So Idris Elba.
I'm sorry, Tom Cruise is 904, and they've gotten a gazillion Mission Impossibles out of him.
Mission Impossible when he was in his 40s, Paula, not when he was 56 like Idris Elba.
Oh, I'm sorry. If he was admitting to being 40, how old do you think he really was when he started? JK, Tom.
Harry or William?
What, really? Is that even a question? Of course we'll take William. The whole world takes William. The only person who'll take Harry is his PR guy, Liam.
New York or London?
Obviously New York. I live there.
What do you mean, obviously New York? You
Obviously
told me you're British a minute ago.
I am. And I love London, but I'm in New York, man.
Wow. Okay. The last question was, is Hollywood declining? But you seem to think that it's going to be on the ascendance because all they care about is money.
No. I didn't say it was on the ascendance. I said it was on the descendants. The issue is Hollywood is not Hollywood anymore. You look at the democratization of entertainment or even news, right? Look at what YouTube has done.
Yeah.
And now they're hiring YouTubers for Hollywood. Look, and I think it's just spread, it's flattened out. It's no longer a huge concentration of stars in the industry and all that, because then you have people going to Texas for tax breaks. But also, who the hell goes to a movie theater anymore, right? So it's just, I mean, the last movie theater I went to was, and please don't judge me, it was for Naked Gun 2.5.
What, in the 80s?
The last one with Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson, dude.
Right.
Come on.
I was like, that was in 1987.
No. And I was so disappointed.
O.J. Simpson, what a film.
Yeah. Oh, boy. I mean, we can go there. But just saying.
So no one goes to the theater anymore?
No, I mean, honestly, at this point, you just get into a small, dark space and you think, is there a pervert behind me? Not into it. And especially now that, especially in New York, we've got those seats that go practically all the way back.
Fully reclining, yeah.
You've got, people serving you, and you're just like, I don't know. It feels like that Battlestar Galactica episode where they're just ripening you up to, kill you.
Can you give us a British reference point there?
No, everyone needs to look at Battlestar Galactica. It's the most absurd, ridiculous show. It was only on for about a year, and it is so bad. It's great. Take a gummy and watch it. Do you guys have gummies here?
We have Haribo, yep, and lots of other shops also sell sweet gummies. So, yeah. But Haribo is probably the most popular gummy over here.
Is that what we're doing now? Yes, of course.
Paula Froelich, thank you so much for joining us.
I will do anything for you.
Oh, my dear. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and most importantly, hit the hype button. Bye-bye. Right, a quick pause in the podcast to tell you about our sponsor, Incogni. You had those phone calls from numbers you don't recognize, or you go in your inbox and there's emails for stuff you did not sign up for. Well, that's because someone somewhere is selling your private information. That's where today's sponsor comes in. Incogni. They will contact these people who have been taking your information and they'll say, oi, stop, delete it. Go to the website, incogni.com. You type in the details. 2 minutes later, Incogni are sorting it out for you automatically. And because I love you, I've got you a discount. It ain't 10%, it ain't 20, 60% off. 60% off an annual Incogni plan. Just go to incogni.com/Daily Expresso or click the link in the episode description box below.